Hi, I'm Bart, your friendly employment strategist, and in this video we're going to go back to resume fundamentals, and I'm going to show you how to organize a job entry in the work experience section of your resume. So let's take a look at a sample resume so that you can follow along. On the screen, we have a one-page resume with all the different important sections, such as your professional summary, the skills section, and we're going to focus on the work experience section in this video. So let's zoom into that so it's easier to see. The reason this section is organized in this way is because that's exactly how recruiters and hiring managers prefer to see it. First, they want to see your job title or your job position. Next, they want to see the company or organization where you work or have worked, followed by the location of the company. In this case, it's the city and state, but that's all we need is the city, state, or province, and we do not include the street address. And then finally, and also very importantly, we need to include the dates when we started working there and also when we finished. But in this case, the person is still working there, so we use the word present, but you can also use the word current. Now, it's extremely important to include the months, especially when you've worked at a position for less than 3 years. And it's important to organize your resume in a reverse chronological order. This means that we start with the current or most recent position, then followed by the previous position, and so on, going back into your employment history. Now, underneath this important information, we include results-based information. We don't write in sentences and we avoid using paragraphs. We simply use bullet points or dashes, and we start writing by using powerful action verbs, and we focus on results. Recruiters and hiring managers are not interested in your tasks or what you were responsible for as much as they are interested in the results that you were able to achieve. And as you can see in this case, this person has quantifiable results, which means they're measurable. It's always best to include numbers whenever possible, especially for positions in sales or anywhere else where you're responsible for generating revenue. Now, it's not always possible to include quantifiable results, but do that whenever possible. Now, there are different ways to include this information on a resume. As you noticed here, I used a different font color just to bring the attention to the job position, but I did this because of a strategic decision. It's also part of the design element of this resume. Now, you can also include this information on 2 lines. For example, if you still have space on a resume and it's a 1-page resume or even a 2-page resume, you may decide to put this on 2 lines. This is also especially useful if you don't have enough space between this section and your date, because perhaps your job title is quite long. Let's take a look at an example of how that would look. So here is the same resume. The only difference is that this important information appears on 2 lines, as you can see here. But it's always important to make sure to list your job position first. Now, sometimes we may choose to include the dates before the actual job position, but again, this is a strategic decision and it depends on how you format and how you design your resume. But generally speaking, this is the best way and the most simple way to organize the resume. And as we always say here on this channel, keeping it short, simple, and specific is the most important thing to do. I hope this resume tip was useful for you, or this resume tip review. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, please make sure to include them in the comments section below this video.